In today's news, BVIHSA apologizes publicly to Lettsome and Malone. Premier seeks cabinet change. UN envoy in BVI for talks. The audit reveals procurement gaps. Officers trained in emergencies and Market Square scrutinized again. HLSCC launches construction course. We have the details of this and so much more when Tweet 4 News returns.
Life is unpredictable, and when a storm is coming, having a plan can make all the difference.
We need a plan in case of a hurricane. Everyone, let's work together on this.
This is where we go in case if we need to evacuate. This is safe away from flood zones.
I will use this room as our secure space if we have to stay home.
Don't forget to save our local contacts and also our off-island contacts.
Right, and we need to have a plan for our pets too. They can't go to shelters, so we need a safe place for them.
In case we get separated, we should have a meeting spot. How about the community center?
That's good, and we can leave a note there too.
I feel safe knowing we have a plan.
With a plan, you're not just preparing for the worst, you're taking control of the situation. A message from the Department of Disaster Management and 284 Media.
Rashford made it. Manchester United have come from behind to lead.
At home or on the go, watch CCT Live. Download our app and carry your favorite TV shows, news, or live sports anywhere you go. Visit cctbvi.com/live, select your package, and tune in.
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of 284 News. It is Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. I'm Ron Grant, bringing you the very latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. Thank you so much for joining us. Beginning our newscast on the local scene, the BVI Health Services Authority and its auditor, Diane Foy, have publicly apologized to two BVI residents, Lavore Lettsome and Kidreen Malone Smith, for harm caused by statements made in a preliminary audit report circulated in November of 2021. The statements, which led to the abrupt suspension of both individuals from their roles, have now been retracted following a court ruling that found no wrongdoing on their part. In joint statements released recently, the BVIHSA and Foy expressed their, and I quote, unequivocal apology to Lettsome and Malone Smith, acknowledging the harm, embarrassment, and inconvenience caused by the comments made in the internal audit report. The apology emphasized that it was never the intention, they say, of the BVIHSA or Foy to cause any harm to either individuals. Lettsome, who served as the Human Resources Manager alongside Malone Smith, then acting Chief Executive Officer of the BVIHSA, were placed on non-disciplinary leave in 2021 after the audit accused them of misconduct in their respective roles. However, after a protracted legal battle, both individuals were cleared of any wrongdoing in court, validating their claims that the accusations were unfounded. The court's decision, along with the recent apology, has reinforced that the treatment of Lettsome and Malone Smith by the BVIHSA was unjust and that the public defamation of their characters was unwarranted. The apology and court victory marks a significant moment for Lettsome and Malone Smith, who have maintained their innocence throughout the ordeal. Both are expected to move forward with their professional careers, now vindicated by the legal process and the public acknowledgement of their very unjust treatment. Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley is advocating for the removal of the governor from the presiding over the Cabinet of the Virgin Islands in an effort to increase autonomy, he says, over the territory's policy-making process. Premier Wheatley raised the issue during a recent session of the House of Assembly, calling for the opposition to put aside party politics and work together with the government to address this and other constitutional matters. The cabinet, which is responsible for the territory's policy-making functions, currently consists of the governor as chairman, the premier, and the 4 members of the government, the attorney general, as well as the cabinet secretary. Although the premier and the 4 ministers are the only voting members, Premier Wheatley argued that the governor still wields substantial influence over cabinet proceedings. He highlighted the need to reevaluate the governor's role, suggesting that this change would be a step towards more autonomy and governance for the Virgin Islands.
Even though the governor has no vote, he has power. And that is the reason why the governor sits in cabinet. And it's one change that we should all push for, and I say it openly, knowing that I'm being listened to. One thing we should push for is for the governor to come out of cabinet, at the very least. At the very least. Grown men and women don't need anybody managing them. And then writing down in their book whenever they have the opportunity to. And you know the reason why they write down in a little book? Because they're going to make a report. And that report eventually will get all the way up to the Minister of the Overseas Territories. And maybe even to the Foreign Secretary. And who, at a stroke of a pen, right now, can send all of us here home.
The governor's current responsibilities are outlined under Section 60 of the Constitution, including external affairs, defense, internal affairs, the terms and conditions of the public service, as well as the administration of the courts. However, Premier Wheatley pointed that these special responsibilities should not extend to having control over the territory's main decision-making body. The cabinet operates on a collective basis with decisions made under a regime of strict confidentiality. It has constitutional authority to establish its own rules of procedure for conducting its business, except in areas that fall under the governor's special responsibilities. Premier Wheatley emphasized that while the governor's position is not a voting one, the symbolic power of presiding over the cabinet is significant. He said he hopes that by working together, both the government and the opposition could address this issue for the betterment of the territory.
It is something that I speak openly about, and I'm speaking more openly about it as time goes by, because I recognize the urgency of the moment. And yes, member for the third would like to see constitutional change. And really, that is ultimately what I'm fighting for. Constitutional change. And while I recognize that the opposition has a job to do and a role to play in scrutinizing the government, holding the government to account, I would hope that in some things, as we do with the financial services industry, there will be some things that you can take a bipartisan approach on.
To push to redefine the governor's role is seen as part of a broader effort to grant the Virgin Islands more autonomy and ensure that its government operates in a manner that truly reflects the will and interest of the people. This move aligns with ongoing discussions in the territory about constitutional reform and self-determination as the Virgin Islands continues to navigate its path toward a more locally driven governance structure. The newly appointed UN Resident Coordinator for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Simon Springett, began his two-day visit to the Virgin Islands on Tuesday, October 1st, marking a significant step in fostering collaboration on sustainable development initiatives within the territory. Springett's visit aims to strengthen the relationship between the Virgin Islands as well as the United Nations, as well as to advance efforts on sustainable development projects. During his visit, he is scheduled to present his credentials to Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley, with discussions focusing on how joint efforts can effectively address the development challenges faced by the Virgin Islands. Premier Wheatley emphasized the importance of the visit, stating, and I quote, "His visit aims to deepen the relationship with the United Nations network of institutions to deliver tangible results that will beneficially impact the lives of everyone in the Virgin Islands." In addition to meeting with Premier Wheatley, Springett will also engage with the Government Sustainable Development Goals National Coordinating Committee to discuss the implementation of the UN Country Implementation Plan for the Virgin Islands. Now, viewers, just to put into perspective, the UN CIP serves as the primary national instrument for enacting the UN Multi-Country Sustainable Development Corporation Framework since 2024 to 2026, which serves as the very main planning and programming guide for sustainable development within the Caribbean regions. A key highlight to take out of this, of course, in regards to Springett's visit, will be the official launch of the Working Group on the development of a roadmap to improve access to development finance for the Eastern Caribbean overseas territories. This initiative aims to establish a strategic framework to enhance access to development as well as financing, addressing the critical financial challenges faced across the region. Up next, viewers, we have much more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
He hit me. Will CG cover this?
Don't worry. Remember when I was in that competitive arm wrestling circuit? 3-time champion, baby! I did feel bad crushing all those arms and dreams. So I took them all out for ice cream, and then we got crushed. Anyway, CG handled my claims fast.
That explains the arm.
The best cover for the best value. CG Insurance. Good like that.
Attention Anegada residents! Attention Anegada residents! CCT is coming to you! That's right! CCT will be visiting Anegada every third Wednesday of the month. Need to pay your bill? Sign up for a new service? Or have a customer service concern? CCT has got you covered! No need to leave the island. CCT is here to make staying connected easier than ever. Mark your calendars for every third Wednesday starting October 16th and visit us for all your CCT service needs. For more information, call us at 444-4444 or follow us on any of our social media pages. See you soon, Anegada!
At Partners for Kids, your child's health and happiness are at the heart of everything we do. We've been the trusted medical home for children and adolescents up to 18 years old. And now, we are excited to welcome a new member to our family of healthcare professionals. Introducing Dr. Aisha Maxwell, our new family practitioner. Dr. Maxwell brings a wealth of experience and deep passion for pediatric and adult care, ready to join our team in providing first-rate health services to your family. At Partners for Kids, we believe in a collaborative approach to healthcare, with partners in physical therapy, occupational therapy, and clinical psychology. Partners for Kids, where caring is just the beginning. Visit us at Road Reef Plaza, Tortola, open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call us at 284-444-5437 or reach out at info@partnersforkids.com to learn more.
Fire is spreading across the BVI. The fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Seacows Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon.
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. An audit conducted on the major public contracts in the territory has revealed significant gaps and vulnerabilities in the territory's procurement practices between 2019 and 2022. The audit, commissioned following the recommendations of the BVI Commission of Inquiry report, sought to evaluate the transparency, fairness, and overall effectiveness of the government's procurement processes. The findings highlighted concerns about accountability, value for money, and potential abuse of the procurement system, leading to a set of some 10 recommendations. Take a look at this report.
The audit focused on contracts issued under the 2005 Public Finance Management Act and its accompanying regulations, covering public contracts over $100,000 defined as major contracts. The key objectives were to identify weaknesses in the contracting process, particularly regarding manipulation to avoid open tendering, irregularities in the selection of contractors, and ensuring project completion and value for money. The audit period covered 2019 to 2022, during which the government issued contracts valued at over $173.5 million. Of this total, $115.1 million was allocated to major contracts, with the highest expenditure on information technology at 17.55%, legal services at 13.20%, and recovery efforts related to government infrastructure and COVID-19 at 10.28% and 8.96%, respectively. Despite the framework offered by the 2005 regulations, the audit revealed that the system allowed for circumvention, undermining key principles such as value for money, impartiality, and accountability. It was also noted that delays in obtaining necessary documents and supporting information hampered the audit. The audit pointed to several problematic practices, including the waiver of the open tender process and the awarding of multiple contracts to the same companies, which risked creating market dominance and raised concerns about collusive bidding. Moreover, the report highlighted a significant discrepancy between the intended function of the regulations and their practical application, exacerbating inefficiencies and leading to a lack of value for money in some projects. In light of these findings, the audit made 10 critical recommendations aimed at reforming the procurement system and ensuring a more robust framework for public contracts. These included strict adherence to procurement policy, fair evaluation of tender submissions, proper use of petty contracts, and the prevention of apparent nepotism. The audit acknowledged the BVI's new procurement legislation, enacted in 2022, addresses many of the issues identified. However, it also warned that without vigilant oversight and compliance, the system remains vulnerable to abuse. Jacques Wooding, 284 News.
Some 50 law enforcement officers have completed a certificate emergency care and treatment in disaster course. The one-week World Health Organization and Pan American Health Organization training was facilitated through the Virgin Islands Public Service Learning Institute. Participants were drawn from the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force, the Virgin Islands Fire and Rescue Service, His Majesty's Customs, BVI Ports Authority, as well as the Immigration Department. The officers engaged in a 13-part series that provided training for the administration of life-saving measures in the event of an emergency. PAHO instructor and a retired officer of the Barbados Defense Force, Mr. Peter Burgers, facilitated the training. Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Deputy Governor, Mrs. Charlene Dabrioletsum, MBE, said the completion of the training is key to ensuring that law enforcement in the Virgin Islands is on par with international standards. Recommendations from the review of law enforcement as well as criminal justice bodies within the British Virgin Islands. Additionally, the Permanent Secretary said, and I quote, "Through VI Learning Institute, we have also established a recertification program for this course to, of course, ensure that certified officers are skilled continuously and are tested. The training focused on the diversity and delivery of emergency medical care as well as treatment in the non-hospital environment, and allowed participants to gain a detailed understanding of various vital systems within the human body. They were engaged in detailed presentations in an interactive classroom environment that fostered understanding of the connectivity and relationship between organs, how they are affected in a variety of conditions, and best practices to provide treatment. The officers also received hands-on experience in managing a number of injured persons at accident sites. Treatment included initial assessment, damage, of course, observing the limbs, securing several injured patients, and preparing them for ambulance transport. Up next, viewers, we have much more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Orange alert! Orange alert! Fire is spreading across the BVI. The fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Seacows Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon.
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
And now it's time for your daily updates on this year's Atlantic hurricane season. Meteorologists say that surface temperatures may be a
Gather around. It's important we stay informed about the storm approaching.
You're right. Late August to early September is when the hurricane season is most active.
How do we know when the storm is coming?
We can monitor regional conditions using our smartphones or going online.
You know, that's right. And we should always rely on sources like the Department of Disaster Management and the National Hurricane Center for accurate information.
Right. Those are the organizations that have experts to provide real-time data and forecasts.
I hear you. But what if the power goes out?
This battery radio even works without power.
I just downloaded the new DDM app. It will send us updates and alerts.
Excellent. Remember, staying informed is our first line of defense. Let's make sure we're ready for anything.
Stay informed, stay connected, and stay prepared. Because when you're armed with information, you can weather any storm that comes your way. A message from the Department of Disaster Management and 284 Media.
Attention Anegada residents! Attention Anegada residents! CCT is coming to you! That's right! CCT will be visiting Anegada every third Wednesday of the month. Need to pay your bill? Sign up for a new service? Or have a customer service concern? CCT has got you covered! No need to leave the island. CCT is here to make staying connected easier than ever. Mark your calendars for every third Wednesday starting October 16th and visit us for all your CCT service needs. For more information, call us at 444-4444 or follow us on any of our social media pages. See you soon, Anegada!
The Rotown Market Square project, an initiative aimed at revitalizing the old Market Square, is again under scrutiny following the release of an audit report highlighting significant delays, cost overruns, and underuse of the facility. Originally envisioned as a state-of-the-art facility to support local farmers as well as small-scale entrepreneurs, the project has faced significant challenges since its inception. Take a look at this detailed report.
Initially budgeted at $1.43 million, the Market Square was set to be completed by May 2021. However, it wasn't officially opened until February 2023, nearly 2 years behind schedule, with several key elements still unfinished. Even after the grand opening, work continued, including the construction of a bus shed in September 2023. As of today, the installation of shutters for kiosks remains ongoing, with tenders for this work issued as recently as December 2023. According to Treasury records cited in the audit into major contracts, the project's cost has now climbed to $1.5 million. While delays in construction and rising costs are often part of large public projects, the audit report highlights concerns about the overall management of the project and its failure to meet deadlines. The new market square, featuring 16 kiosks of varying sizes, a bandstand, and a bus shed, was designed to provide a vibrant space for local vendors. However, despite the fanfare surrounding its opening, the audit points out that the market square remains largely underused. One of the primary reasons cited for this is the unfinished state of the kiosks, which lack essential features such as shutters, leaving them exposed to the elements. Vendors, especially farmers who rely on protection from weather conditions, have been hesitant to use the space. The absence of these basic features is further compounded by ongoing work that stretched months beyond the official opening. The audit also highlights that rental fees are contributing to the underuse of the market square. The original monthly rates were set at $300 for smaller kiosks and $450 for larger ones, but these prices have since been temporarily reduced by $100 until the shutters are installed. Even with these reductions, some vendors find the cost prohibitive. The market offers daily rentals of $25, but uptake remains low, further reducing the potential vibrancy of the space. To date, only 6 of the 16 kiosks have long-term leases. The audit report points to several key issues with the management of the project. The audit found that 27 contractors were engaged for the Market Square project. This undertaking also included contractors that may not strictly qualify under the capacity building criteria. In addition, only 15 of the 27 contractors were registered on the Ministry of Finance's schedule of qualifying contractors. The audit's findings echo larger concerns raised in the broader view of public contracts, which identified weaknesses in procurement processes and contractor selection that often led to delays and inefficiencies. Jacques Wooding, 284 News.
The HLSCC Community College has recently announced the launch of its concrete construction training program, which provides a unique opportunity for individuals to gain internationally recognized certification from the National Center for Construction, Education, and Research. Applications for this pilot program are ongoing, with the course set to begin on November 4th, 2024. The program is designed to prepare participants for entry-level positions within the construction industry, as well as to provide them with essential skills needed for their success. The concrete construction training program offers a comprehensive 24-week curriculum that combines theoretical learning and hands-on experience. Classes will be held at the HLSCC Community College's Center for Applied Marine Studies, running from Monday through Thursday, 5:30 to 8 p.m., and on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Participants will receive extensive instruction in areas critical to concrete construction, such as proper techniques, safety protocols, and the industry best practices. To successfully complete the program, students must maintain a 95% attendance rate, demonstrate collaboration, punctuality, and display a positive attitude towards learning. Head of Technical Studies at HLSCC, Ms. Cecilia Rowe, expressed her excitement for the program and its potential impact on the local workforce. This training initiative, she said, represents a significant step toward building a skilled workforce in our community. We are committed to providing our students with the necessary tools and knowledge to succeed within the construction industry, ensuring they are well prepared for future opportunities. Participants will undergo computerized exams and hands-on performance profiles at the conclusion of each training module, ensuring a rigorous evaluation of both their theoretical knowledge and practical skills. Upon successful completion, participants will learn internationally recognized NCCER certification, 8 college credits, and an HLSC certificate of completion. This program is open to both males and females age 18 and older, and is an excellent pathway for those seeking to build a strong foundation in the construction industry. In addition to certification, partial scholarships are available to BVI Islanders and belongers to assist with the cost of training, making this program even more accessible to local population. HLSCC encourages interested individuals to apply early as spaces are limited. Viewers, that is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at 284media.com and of course on our WhatsApp channel, as well as to like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. Do have a safe and enjoyable evening. A happy Wednesday's wish to everyone. Goodbye.